How can you support your father? How do you support him moving forward?
Now, a son of embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of.
The courtroom was packed. Reporters, cameras, and curious people filled every seat. Everyone was watching Diddy's trial closely, but no one expected what was about to happen next. The judge raised a hand, signaling for silence. A new piece of evidence was about to be played. It wasn't a video. It was an audio recording. But when the judge said whose voice it was, the whole room froze. It was Diddy's son, Christian Combs. As the recording started, the courtroom went completely silent. Christian's voice came through the speakers loud and clear. He was talking about things that had happened at Diddy's house. Private things. He talked about secret guests, private jets, and people being paid large amounts of money to stay quiet. People looked around in shock. It sounded like Diddy was behind everything. At first, Diddy didn't react. He sat quietly, sipped some water, and stared at the table. But slowly, you could see the change. His hands started shaking. His eyes filled with anger. Then he snapped. Diddy jumped up and pointed at the speakers. "This is a setup," he shouted. "He's my son. This is lies." His voice echoed through the courtroom.
Major developments tonight involving the case against Sean Diddy Combs, what he decided in court today, and what this now means, the move coming just 4 days before his trial is set to begin. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Gasps filled the room. Reporters started typing quickly. The judge slammed the gavel trying to control the chaos, but Diddy wouldn't stop. He kept shouting about betrayal, saying he was being framed. U.S. Marshals had to step in and escort him out. It was a dramatic moment. People outside the court were already calling it Diddy's breakdown. But what did Christian really say? Sources say he talked about things only someone very close to Diddy would know.
And when the judge did, Diddy, who was sitting at the defense table with his attorneys, did not show any signs of emotion. He took a sip of water before he was led out of the courtroom by the U.S. Marshals. Now, his lawyers have vowed to fight this. They are going to be back in court on Wednesday before the judge who will oversee this trial and try to get Diddy to be released.
He mentioned secret conversations, flights arranged for unknown guests, and large cash payments. It painted a dark picture. One where Diddy was in control of everything happening behind closed doors. Some believe Christian gave the audio to avoid trouble himself. Others think he couldn't keep quiet any longer. Whatever the reason, the damage was done. Diddy's lawyers tried to calm things down. They said he felt shocked, hurt, and betrayed. One lawyer said, "He's not just dealing with a trial, he's dealing with his own son turning against him." Diddy has refused to take a plea deal. He says all the encounters involved consenting adults. He believes he can win in court. He also says he wants to be an example for anyone who feels targeted or mistreated. "Maybe I can show the world that a black man can win in federal court," he said.
Bill and Sade, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and force. And today he made it very clear that was not going to happen. Diddy maintained all along these encounters involved consenting adults.
Meanwhile, social media exploded. Hashtags like #Diddy Breakdown and #Christian Speaks started trending. Fans were divided. Some called Christian brave. Others called him a traitor. Christian hasn't spoken publicly since the audio was played, but insiders say this might just be the beginning. There could be more audio recordings, more evidence, even more family members getting involved. This trial is no longer just about money or fame. It's about a father and son, torn apart. Diddy, once known for his power and success, is now facing the biggest fight of his life. And he's doing it without the support of the people who once stood by him. When Diddy walked into court that day, he looked for his family.
Mr. Combs feels A, he's innocent, which is why he's not going to plead guilty. B, he's going to be truthful about this case because he wants to portray that to the people who have loved him his whole life. And I think he also feels an obligation to people in general. Maybe it's black people, maybe it's white people, maybe it's anybody who's ever felt aggrieved and targeted by the government. He feels an obligation to those people to say, you know what, maybe I can break the model. Maybe I can show the world that a black man can win, in federal court. And I think he probably is the only person I know of who might be able to actually accomplish.
They'd been there before, but this time they were gone. No sons, no mother, no sister, just Diddy, alone. Some say this public breakdown could hurt his case. Judges don't like when defendants lose control. It shows instability. It makes them question everything. Now, all eyes are on Christian. Will he take the stand next? Will he reveal more about what really happened behind closed doors? And can Diddy hold himself together before it's too late? One thing is certain. When Diddy heard that audio, he didn't just hear his son's voice. He heard the end of his empire. The moment everything came crashing down. And in front of the world, he broke. This trial isn't over. But after what happened in that courtroom, the world has seen a side of Diddy they'll never forget. A father betrayed, a son speaking out, and a courtroom moment that changed everything.